From its iconic characters, scenes, and superb storyline, The Godfather is in a class of its own. The movie is full of hidden gems both within the film and behind the scenes. There are numerous interesting and even weird facts about The Godfather that many don't know. Here are the 12 most interesting facts about The Godfather. Number 1. In one of The Godfather's most shocking moments, movie producer Jack Woltz wakes up to his horse's head in his bed. Throughout rehearsals, actor John Marley practiced this scene with a fake head, but when real cameras were rolling, the fake head was swapped for a real horse's head. This gave more authenticity to the scene as it was an actual reaction from Marley. Number 2. In arguably the most iconic opening scene in cinema history, actor Marlin Brando is listening to requests while playing with a cat. But interestingly enough, the cat was never meant to be in the film. Instead, it was a stray cat that wandered around the studio. When director Francis Ford Coppola saw it, he grabbed the cat and put it in Brando's hands without saying a word. Even more funnily, the cat almost ruined the initial scene due to its loud purring, which caused many retakes of the opening scene. Number 3. Famous singer and actor Frank Sinatra hated The Godfather and didn't want Italians to participate in it. Sinatra knew many mobsters personally and had a strong distaste for the film. Film character Johnny Fontaine was thought to be a depiction of the real actor and singer. There was even a public confrontation between Sinatra and director Coppola, where Frank reportedly threatened to sue Puzo. Number 4. In the movie, bodyguard Luca Brasi was Lenny Montana in real life, and was an actual Mafia bodyguard and hitman. He was sent by the Colombo family to oversee the filming of the movie, and he ended up getting himself a role. Now you may think Luca Brasi's nervousness at the wedding was scripted, but this wasn't the case. Lenny was actually extremely nervous acting in front of Marlon Brando in the scene that he kept forgetting his line. He couldn't give one good take after an entire day shooting, but Francis Coppola saw this as an opportunity. He allowed the nervousness of Montana into the film to show the power and fear that Vito Corleone garnered. Number 5. When the real-life Mafia first heard about the making of The Godfather, they were not happy. The Mafia's code is silence, that of a secret organization. So for a whole movie to be made about them was not what they wanted to hear. Mob boss Joe Colombo specifically did what he could to stop this film from being made. There were threats made towards the producer of the movie, Al Ruddy. As shooting went on in the treacherous heart of the mob's headquarters, an elderly man walked in a coffee shop to observe the shooting of the film. This was no ordinary individual, as it was the boss of all bosses, Carlo Gambino. He easily had the power to put an end to this movie, but instead his mind told him no and allowed the film to go on. The producer and Joe Colombo himself struck a deal for this movie to happen. The deal was that the word Mafia was not to be used in the movie, and Ruddy agreed. What Colombo failed to realize is that there was only one time the word Mafia was used prior to his request in the script. One more caveat in this deal was that some of the casting was to be occupied by mafiosos. Mobster Gianno Russo benefited from this part of the deal and played Carlo Rizzi in the film, along with Lenny Montana. Number 6. Director Francis Coppola had family ties to this movie, to say the least, ranging from his daughter, father, mother, 2 sons, and sister were all in the trilogy. His sister Talia played Connie Corleone. His father appeared in the film as an extra playing the piano after Michael fled to Sicily. His daughter Sophia, and then infant, was the baby who Michael was baptizing at the end of Part 1, and played Mary Corleone in The Godfather Part 3. Coppola's wife and 2 sons all appeared as extras in the film as well. Number 7. Actor James Caan, who played Sonny Corleone, gravitated towards the mob himself. On the set of the film, many real mobsters were there to oversee what was going on, and even gave tips about the mannerisms of a mafioso. On set, James spoke to these mafia figures a ton and even hung around them outside of the set to learn from them. There was even some speculation that he was an associate within the mob. The way this was known is the FBI was investigating the mob at the time and frequently saw James Caan with these gangsters, so they figured he was one of them. Another interesting point about James Caan is that He was supposed to have much more screen time. Unfortunately, 45 minutes of Khan's footage was cut out of the movie. This led to a heated confrontation between him and producer Robert Evans. Number 9, Paramount didn't want Marlin Brando. Brando was a notoriously hard actor to work with at the time and just came off multiple duds. With The Godfather already being a difficult project to put together, they didn't want unnecessary obstacles by casting Brando, but Coppola vouched for Brando and he got the opportunity for a screen test. When the screen test was shown to the Paramount owner, he was so transfixed with what he saw and begged for Brando to be cast. For his scenes as Vito Corleone, Brando wore a mouthpiece to alter his appearance in the film, and wore much makeup as well. Another interesting fact about Marlin is he refused to learn his lines for the film, and had them taped against other actors or read from cards in order to deliver them. Number 10. The fight scene between Sonny and Carlo Rizzi had a real-life feud behind it. Gianno Russo, the actor who played Carlo, said that the two had a beef both on and off the set. Once the fight scene happened, Russo said that many parts of the scene was improvised by the all-of-a-sudden aggressive James Caan. Russo said that he ended up with a chipped elbow and 2 broken ribs from the scene. This is yet another touch of realism within the film. Number 11. Many of the characters throughout the films were largely based on real-life gangsters. Vito Corleone was based on mob boss Frank Costello, Johnny Fontane was based on Frank Sinatra, and Moe Greene was based on gangster Bugsy Siegel. Adversary to the Corleone family, Hyman Roth was thought to be based on gangster Meyer Lansky. I talk about these real-life counterparts in many previous videos. If you're interested, make sure to check them out as well. On top of this, some of the scenes were also based on real-life circumstances, with the most famous one being the sit-down between Michael and Sollozzo. In real life, mob boss Joe Masseria and Lucky Luciano were sitting down eating. Luciano excuses himself to go to the bathroom, and whilst in there, a few of his men take out Masseria. Number 11. The famous line, "Leave the gun, take the cannolis," was actually improvised. Actor Richard Castellano, who played Clemenza, was only supposed to say "leave the gun," but his wife in the movie in real life suggested he say it. Another improvisation was in the beginning of part 1 when Vito slaps Johnny Fontane. This was all actor Marlon Brando's doing, and if you look at actor Al Martino, who played Johnny, he looks rather shocked about this. And that's the video. Did you know any of these facts about The Godfather? Comment below your favorite facts from the film and which ones surprised you the most. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.